Welcome to all. This is Srinivasan, Assistant Professor in Mathematics Department, Sri Sairam College of Engineering. Today we will discuss the topic is model number 3 and the topic is Z transform. In this topic we discussed two subtopic. One is introduction of Z transform, another one is some standard Z transform problems. So first we will discuss what is meant by Z transform and where we used the Z transform and definition of Z transform. Okay. So already we studied the Laplace transform. The Laplace transform application is to solve the differential equation, and the Z transform is application is to solve the difference equation. So some kind of difference equation we can't solve the normal method. That type of difference equation by using Z transform we will solve very easily. So that is the main application of Z transform. And where we used the Z transform means in the control system design, and also if you write the some new software means we can convert to by using Z transform we get the original solution, and also some coding. Okay, so transfer function to we get the solution of some difference equation. So next we will discuss the Z transform definition. Okay, so let f of n be any sequence defined n equal to 0 to infinity. Then Z transform of given sequence f of n given the function. So z into f of n equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity f of n into z power minus n. So this formula is called unilateral Z transform. So there are two types. One is unilateral, another one is bilateral. So what is mean bilateral means if the summation, the interval is interval minus infinity to plus infinity. If it is two range, positive range and also negative range means it is bilateral, and the here interval 0 to infinity is called unilateral. So in this topic we used only the unilateral for definitions. Okay, so only we used the unilateral transform. So this is called unilateral Z transform or one side Z transform. So this is one side Z transform, and this is two side Z transform or bilateral Z transform. Okay, so first we solve the some standard formula for the Z transform. So what is to find Z transform of 1? So here the function is 1. So if the function is 1, we apply Z transform, we will get some result. Okay, that is the transform. So we know that this is the definition of Z transform. Z into f of n equals summation n equal to 0 to infinity f of n z power minus n. What is your function? Your function is 1. So n equal to 0 to infinity 1, that is f of n is 1, and z power minus n equal to 1 divided by z power n. Okay, now substitute n equal to 0 and n equal to 1, n equal to 2, we get this series. So this is nothing, 1 minus x power minus 1. What is 1 minus x power minus 1? 1 plus x square plus x cube, like etc. Okay, so clearly here x equal to 1 by z. So 1 minus 1 by z power minus 1, then cross multiplication we get z minus 1 divided by z power minus 1. So this is reciprocal change, we get z divided by z minus 1. So z transform of one value is z divided by z minus 1. So this is the given function. If you apply z transform, we get the solution is z divided by z minus 1. So next problem, here the function is a power n. So if the function is a power n, if you apply z transform, what will get? Okay. So z transform, this is basic definition. Now I substitute your function. What is your function? A power n. So z into a power n equal summation n equal to 0 to infinity a power n into 1 divided by z power n. Okay, this can be written as 1 divided by z power n. So a power n 1 divided by z power n, that is a z power n. Now substitute n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 extra. So if you substitute n equal to 0, we get 1. N equal to 1 means we get a by z. N equal to 2 and n equal to 3. Here also we introduce the formula 1 minus x power minus 1 formula. Here clearly x equal to a by z. So 1 minus a by z power minus 1, then cross multiplication we get z minus a divided by z power minus 1. So this is changing to z divided by z minus a. So this is the z transform of a power n. We get z divided by z minus a. Okay. So the next function, and in the next problem, what is the value of z transform of n? So here the function is n. If you apply z transform, what will get? Okay. So this is the definition of z transform. Here function is n and substitute the function. So n equal to 0 to infinity n into 1 divided by z power n. Now substitute n equal to 0, we get 0, n equal to 1, we get this one, n equal to 2, we get 2 into 1 divided by z square, and n equal to 3, n equal to 4. Now see, there is no direct formula for 1 divided by z plus 2 divided by z square. So that's why I am taking 1 divided by z outside. We get 1 plus 2 into 1 divided by z plus 3 into 1 divided by z the whole square plus. So this is the formula of the series is 1 minus x power minus 2. So what is 1 minus x power minus 2? 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus up to etc 4x power 3. So here clearly x equal to 1 divided by z. So 1 divided by z into 1 minus 1 divided by z power minus 2. Okay, so here there is no direct formula. That's why I am taking 1 by z outside. We get this formula. Okay, this series. And cross multiplication. So z minus 1 divided by z, we get 1 by z into change the reciprocal. So this is nothing, z square divided by z into z minus 1. So this term cancelled, we get z divided by z minus 1 the whole square. So z transform of n, the value is z divided by z minus 1 the whole square. Okay, we here apply the new formula, that is 1 minus x power minus 2. Okay, so the next problem, to find the transform of 1 divided by n plus 1. Here the formula is, here the function is 1 divided by n plus 1. So we know that this is the definition of z transform, and substitute the function is 1 divided by n plus 1. So summation n equal to 0 to infinity 1 divided by n plus 1 z power minus n. So this z power minus n I write 1 divided by z power n. Okay, now substitute the values of 0, 1, 2, 3 n values. If you substitute n equal to 0, this is 0, 1 divided by 1 and 1 divided by z power 0. So anything power 0 equal to 1, we get 1. Substitute n equal to 1, we get this one. Substitute n equal to 2, we get this one. And substitute n equal to 3, we get this one. Okay. From here also there is no direct formula. So we know the formula is 1 divided x plus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3. Okay, so there is no direct formula. So here I multiply, okay, z by z. Here I multiply z by z and I am taking 1 divided by z inside. Okay, so I multiply z by z. In this term I am taking 1 by z inside. We get 1 into 1 by z plus 1 by 2 into 1 by z into 1 by z, 1 by z square. Okay, plus 1 by 3 into 1 by z power 3 plus 1 by 4 into 1 by z power 4. Now I know the formula, x plus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 plus x power 4 by 4, that is equal minus log 1 minus x. Now here x equal to 1 by z. So minus z into log 1 minus 1 by z. So that is minus z into log, cross multiplication, we get z minus 1 divided by z. That is equal by log property. So z into log z minus 1 divided by z power minus 1. Okay. So this will be right, z divided by z minus 1. So z transform of 1 divided by n plus 1 equal z into log z divided by z minus 1. Okay. So in this problem we discussed z transform of 1 divided by n plus 1, and we introduce the new formula, that is minus log 1 minus x. Okay. So that's all. I hope you all understand the Z transform definition and some standard problems, and also the application of Z transform, where we used the Z transform and what is the Z transform, what is the definition of Z transform, and what is the some standard formulas, what is Z of 1, Z of a power n, Z of n, Z of 1 divided by n. There are many more problems is there. So here we discussed only 4 to 5 problems. Okay, so you can understand, I hope you all understand the topics. Okay, so thank you for watching.